So a lot of expats want to move to Argentina without fully understanding the country. A lot of locals from Argentina are making their way out. So what really is the gap? What are you missing? What are some of the issues that you need to be aware of when you consider Argentina? I'm going to cover all of these important things in this video. But before we get started, if you're not subscribed, make sure to turn on the bell notification and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest developments within the RCBI domain. Now, a lot of people from Argentina, locals from Argentina, are fed up and they're making their way out. I'm going to discuss where they are headed, and before we get there, why they are so bothered, what are some of the main concerning factors. There are three very important things that are happening in Argentina. One is, needless to say, the whole crime situation, right? It's consistent with a country like Brazil. It's a big country, a lot of population, overcrowded, a lot of social stuff going on within Argentina. So it's but natural. There's going to be crime. Nothing alarming, but nonetheless, that's one reason which is at the back of the minds of a lot of locals. They're looking for a better, positive life. They're not looking for passports, right? They already have one. So they're looking to exit the system. So that's one big reason. The second big reason is the rising inflation and the governmental control, right? The government wants more and more money from its citizens. So taxation plays a big role in the minds of a lot of people. The biggest reason, and this is by far the number one reason why people are moving, is the whole uncertain political spectrum. A lot of leaders have changed in Argentina. They've seen drastic changes in people coming in, implementing policies, and it's just fed up of all of this. A lot of people don't connect with the extreme left ideology. So those are the ones making their way out. I speak to a lot of people from Argentina for various purposes. And one of the hotspots that they're looking to establish a community in is Italy. Italy, because it's easier for them to move. It's that under the radar country, right? A lot of people just hear about France and the immigration to France. The reason with France is a lot of English speaking population would prefer France over Italy. One of the other big reasons why they choose that country is because they already have an established expat community within Italy. So it becomes easier for them to network, to coordinate, and to obviously get information and stuff and then move to that particular country. A lot of our expat population who is not from Argentina gets excited, right? We're all excited about different options. We don't care. We don't look at some of the issues that are happening within the country. We just think, oh, that's an option. Let me do that. Let me go there. Let me do this. Let me do that. All that is good. But I feel when you talk about Argentina, a lot of stuff, right? One of the biggest things that a lot of expats already are aware of is the whole citizenship-based taxation, right? So they don't have a direct citizenship-based taxation, but once you are a citizen, you cannot renounce the Argentinian nationality that easily. Some have tried. There have been long cases pending and stuff like that. But typically speaking, you're not supposed to renounce your Argentinian citizenship. They would not let you renounce this passport. When that kind of stuff is at the back of your minds, you're a free nomad, you're a free expat, you want to be able to acquire citizenships. You also want to be able to disassociate yourself with draconian regimes. Let's say there's a citizenship-based taxation in future, at least on paper, you want to have the ability to exit the system and free yourself of that attachment, of that headache. If you don't get that with Argentina, then that is a big red flag for a lot of expats looking for freedom. So that's one reason. I think there's few great alternatives to Argentina in Latin America that you probably should consider. One is, and this is by far the most under the radar options, the more untapped, unexplored options, is the country of Bolivia. I know the immigration policy isn't that friendly. You don't get a passport in a couple of years. But if you're looking for a getaway, and getaway is not vacation getaway, looking for an good, solid plan B getaway style option in your portfolio, you can always get started with Bolivia. It's a very exotic, interesting, low-key, under the radar country. Once you're in Bolivia, good luck for anyone trying to look for you. You have a true getaway in that sense. The second important I think country in this region is Brazil is interesting for someone who is planning a child. I get a lot of people who are in that situation. They are looking to have a child, and Brazil by far, for various reasons, and I've covered this extensively on my channel. It makes a lot of sense, right, for someone who is anyways planning to move there. As you have a baby from Brazil, there's some unique advantages that you don't get with some other countries. The whole family gets an option to naturalize pretty fast. After a year, you establish eligibility for citizenship. Off the bat, you have the baby and you have the option to permanent residency. So that's a very unique feature about Brazil. But even otherwise, there are 4 options in Brazil to establish a residency and then work yourself towards that all-important Brazilian citizenship. Apart from Brazil, you also have Mexico, which is a great option if you're looking for a midterm pathway to a solid citizenship. And the Mexican passport not only gets you access to more of the exotic countries around the world, it also has a rich Western access. It gets you into Canada. So that's a very unique feature of the Mexican passport. The other big advantage with Mexico is that the residency is flexible. A lot of people are concerned, hey, I don't want to live in the country and it's crazy and there's crime. I feel that's all BS. It's a great country. I personally spent a lot of time in Mexico. I've covered Mexico on my channel. I think because of the flexible residency option, it's your choice. You want to live there, you love the country, you can utilize it. If you feel you want to keep the residency flexible, don't have much time, at least initially, to give the country, then it gets you started with that flexible residency, and then you can work yourself towards that all-important citizenship. The other hidden gem in this area is the Dominican Republic. Someone who's looking for expedited pathway to citizenship at a relatively low cost, almost free, I would say, because all you're doing is maybe purchasing a condo or diversifying your assets in a smart way. That way your assets are protected from your home country or whichever country you're trying to protect your assets from in a legal way. You got to keep things legal, you got to follow the law, blah, 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 all that kind of good stuff. But once you establish everything correctly, looking to a flexible permanent residency, right? So this is flexible again, just like Mexico. The big difference here is that the pathway to citizenship is literally less than half. In 2 years, you can establish your eligibility. In some unique extreme cases, you can apply for citizenship in as early as 6 months. Again, not for everyone. Generally speaking, 2 years, you establish your eligibility and you can apply for this exotic passport. Now, a lot of people feel this is a poor passport and stuff like that. Not really. It gets you bang for the buck, right? For the amount of time you're investing in this, you're getting access to Brazil, Russia, Japan. Those are the hot countries that people have their eyes on because the Western passports don't generally have that kind of access. So this passport really complements any portfolio in a nice and a positive way. All right. And then the other big thing that people point out is, what about the worldwide taxation and stuff like that? People know really less about this. Taxation is another animal altogether, but there is a very unique situation with the DR. Only after 3 years that really even kicks in. Before that, it's a TT, territorial tax system, and your citizenship anyways happens in far less time, or rather you apply in far less time. So for a lot of people, that does not have any impact whatsoever. So that's an interesting thing, even from a taxation perspective. The one other country from a taxation perspective that a lot of people are keenly looking to add to their portfolio is Paraguay. Again, there really isn't much of any requirements in Paraguay apart from having a clean background. You get your hands on a temporary residency, immediate tax advantages if you're looking for that, if you do this correctly, of course. And then after 2 years, you can easily convert this into a permanent residency and then work yourself towards that all-important Paraguayan citizenship. Now, there is a way. A lot of people don't know this, but there is a way to directly jump onto the Paraguayan permanent residency. There is some investment threshold, 70 to 75K of commitment upfront, and you don't have to instantly move this capital. All you got to do is commit this capital, right? Give it in writing and then structure this eventually correctly, and you can directly hop on to the permanent residency. Now, at any point you are interested in any of these options, we have attorney coverages in most places that I talk about. So, and not just one attorney, we have a couple of attorneys or even more in some cases. So you can always book a call with us and we can have a chat. We can finalize the best residency, get you started. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, make sure you sub, and catch you in the next one.